Hello guys, I'm back with a new video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you all how to make a inventory system. So this inventory system is going to let the player equip tools and unequip the tools to put it back in the inventory. So let's begin. So for this we first need some tools. So what I'm going to do is go to toolbox here and go to the marketplace and get some tools, for example a sword. Let's take that, and let's get a gun, so I'll call it a pistol. I'm not sure it will work, but I'll just take all of them. So these are the tools which I'm going to keep in the inventory. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go to replicate storage and put a folder and say tools. Let's just drag this into that folder. So after you do that, now whenever the player joins, you need to give one default tool to the player. I mean, if you want to give every tool to the player, then you can just give it to. So to do that, we're going to make a leader stat script, insert script service. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a folder inside of the player called inventory. So that will be the inventory the player will have, and we will put whatever the tool the player has in the inventory over there. So let's quickly do this function here. So this will run whenever the player joins. So whenever the player joins, we need to do so we're going to create an inventory folder. So what I did here is I just made a folder and put it inside player. Now I need to name the folder. So this is just the variable name, and this is going to be the name of the folder, and inside of it you can have any tool you want. So whenever the player starts, let's give him a tool. So to do that, let's get the tools in the replicated storage. Okay, so let's I don't know, let's give the classic sword. So what you can do is just say default sword equals to tools classic sword clone. So what this will do is it will go into tools and find the classic sword inside it and clone it, and we need to put the parent as inventory. So now if you go into game, there won't be any changes, except there will be a folder inside the player with the default sword. As you can see, inside our inventory there's a classic sword. So whenever we want to equip it, we can just take the classic sword and put it in starter pack. I mean inside the player's backpack. So as you can see, it came back to our backpack. Now we can again put that to inventory by going back to the player's inventory folder and equip. It will come to the backpack and then go back to inventory. So we can't do that while we're in a game, so we need to make some GUI for that, and then we can do it. So let's go into making the GUI. So in start GUI, I'm going to be inserting screen GUI and naming it inventory UI, and inside of that I'm going to make a frame. So yeah, I will put it right in the middle actually. Okay, so I just made the anchor point 0.5 and the position scale to 0.5 in X and Y. So now we just increase the size. I usually do it with the scale since it will scale in every device. Oops, yep. That's too big. Okay, okay, that's perfect. This is going to be the main frame, so I'm just going to rename this to main. Let's actually add like a UI corner to it so that it will be way better looking. So now inside of this we're going to add a scrolling frame. This is going to be the main frame which is going to hold the swords, so I mean not hold the sword, it will hold all the tools and it will show everything in the inventory. So let's put that in the middle too by changing the anchor point and the position, and let's increase the size. Okay, let's give it a 0.5. That's too small. Okay, 85.85. Perfect. And let's make the background transparency to 1, so that will be the holder, and we will rename the scrolling frame to holder. Make sure you all name each of these objects in the same way I name, if you all are just copying it, unless you all know what you all are doing. So the next thing is we need to like display each tool in like buttons. So what we're gonna do to that is if we put a frame, it will give a really good size, and if you just duplicate it, it would just stay in the same place. So to fix that, inside of the holder you can put a grid layout. So now if you duplicate these frames, it will form as a grid and keep on going as a grid, as you can see. So let's just delete all these frames, except let's keep one. I'm gonna turn off the border size pixel to 0 and give it a darker background color, so it looks way cleaner. So now we're gonna keep 1. This is gonna be the template. You can change anything in this, and yeah. So inside of this template we're gonna put a text button which is gonna say equip. So the size is gonna be 10, let's say 0.0250. Oops, 25. Okay, so that is gonna be the button to equip. So let's just change the text to equip, and yeah. So let's remove the border size pixel to 0. Yeah, and let's give it a color too, since it should look better. Okay, so now we can equip that too. So let's change the position here so it will look better. So yeah, let's put the position in this to 1, and yeah, let's even make the anchor point 1 here. So now it should be positioned properly. So yeah, that's done. Now it should just display the name of the sword. So we're gonna insert a text label and put it to 10. Let's say 0.85. So yeah, I got an idea. Let's say 10.850. Okay, it's gonna be 7.5, my bad. So now it's perfectly aligned, and let's just the text labels transparency to 1, border size pixel to 0. So that will hold the name, that text label will hold the name, and you can equip it. So now you can just duplicate to see how it will look. That's how it will look. And now you can get to the scripting part, but before that, let's go back to the replicated storage and insert a remote event, and let's name this event inventory event. Alright, so now let's go back to this main. Let's go to the inventory UI and insert a local script, and you can name it anything you want. I'll just call it client. So we are going to start the scripting now. So let's first get the inventory UI, which is the parent, and then let's get the main. Whoops, I'm tripping today. Hold up. And then the template. Make sure you change the template's parent to the script, because then whenever we start the game there won't be an extra template just hanging there without any tool or something. You all understand? Just do this. Make sure you all do this. I'll just put an enter. Compulsory. Is this how we spell it? I don't know. Okay. Then we're gonna make some functions, like for example generate. Let's just call it update, and let's get more variables like the player's inventory inside the player. So to get the player, we just say local player, and inventory is inside the player, so we can just say inventory. The reason we put wait for child here is because this leader stats should make this folder, so saying wait for child is way better. So the next thing is in update, it's gonna basically loop through the inventory and see if the player has a sword in or gun in the inventory, and it will display it in the GUI. So that's what we're gonna do. So to do this, we're gonna loop through through the inventory. So to do that, we just say for iv, instead of we are just say tool pairs and inventory get children. So if we say inventory get children, it basically returns something like this. Let me just show it to you. So it will basically return a table saying everything inside the inventory. So for example, first it's going to be a default sword, and then if there's a gun, and this will basically be the first one, this will basically be the second one. So if you want to get the default sword, the first one is going to be 1, and so if you want to get default sword, you can say to table 1. So basically you will get the default sword, but when we loop through this, it will basically loop through everything. So it will first go to default sword, and then go to the gun, and it will go through everything in the inventory. So we are looping through, and we get the tool. You can just even make sure it's a tool just in case by saying this. We're checking if it's a tool. This is a pre-built function in Roblox, and it will basically check if it's a tool. Then what we're gonna do next is loop through and then create a template for it. So we're gonna just say clone equals to template clone. So So this will basically create a new template and it will clone it. So we can just say clone parent equals to holder, and make sure you update these values too. So for example, clone.text button.text, we don't need to change that for now. So text label text equals to the tool's name, so we can just say tool.name. So this will update it. So we need to call this function here and it will pretty much update, but we want it to keep on updating because we might add new inventories and stuff. So yeah, we need to do that. So to keep it updating in a loop, we can get the run service. So it's like a services, so it's basically called run service. Run service is a thing which will only be available in a client script. So you can just call the function called run service.render step to connect to a function. Oops. So what this function will do is it will run every frames. If you have 60 frames, each frame this will run. So you're gonna update it every frame. But if you do this, it will keep on looping and creating. So we should make sure every time we update, we should clean the past update. So we're going to create a new function called clear, and we're going to loop through the inventory again, the holder, and we're going to make sure it's a frame. If we is a frame, oops, my bad, if a frame, then we destroy it. And we're going to call this over here. I'll actually do this. Let's just even say to avoid duplication. Oops. Okay, so this should pretty much display everything inside of this. So let's see. As you can see, it shows classic sword, and to make sure it's updating, we can actually remove the classic sword from it to backpack, and it went from it, and inventory, it came back. Let's actually go to replicate storage and bring a pistol into the inventory, and it came to the inventory even though we can't equip it. So now let's talk about the equipping stuff and unequipping stuff. So to do this, yeah, we pretty much need to do this. So inside of this loop, we are gonna spawn a function. So this will basically create a new script inside of a script. So it's pretty hard to explain. It's a new thread, you can say. So yeah, this is where we're gonna do this. So we're gonna make sure we are only updating in the clone. So we're gonna say clone text button, which is the click button. Text button, one click, connect to a function. Man. So text button function, and so now you need to basically, whenever the player press equip, the game needs to equip the specific tool for the player to use. So yeah, first the game needs to check if the player has already equipped that weapon. So if the player hasn't already equipped that tool, then it should continue. So what we're gonna do is get loop, not even loop, we can just say something like check here, and let's first get the player's backpack here. Okay, and let's come back here, and we're gonna say local check equals to backpack, find first child, and here we're gonna say tool.name. So if the player has it, then we can if the player doesn't have it, then we can equip it. So we can just say if not check, then else already equipped. And to make it more clear, whenever the player let me just show it to you. Let me just take a look how 20 minutes. Alright, so as you can see here, I have the classic sword here, and we are going to actually take that sword to our backpack, and now we can equip it. I equipped it. As you can see, when I equip it, it disappears from backpack. The reason is it goes to our player's model because the player is actually equipping it. So when the player equips it, it will be inside the player. So what if the player already equips it? Then this will obviously not be in the backpack. So to fix that, we need to get the player's character. So let's above this, get the player's character by just say player.character or player.character added weight. This will get the character. Oops. Okay, so here we can just say all character find first child. So now it will check both, and if both doesn't have it, then this will say can equip. So if we can equip, then we are going to fire this event because we need to handle the other stuff in the server. Oops. So let's do this here. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the replicated storage here. I think I already got it somewhere. No, okay. And let's get the event, which is called inventory event. Okay, inventory event. Okay, inventory event. So we got it. So now we can just fire the inventory event, fire server, and make sure you send in the tool to the server. So the server will receive the tool, so it can duplicate it and move it to the player's backpack. So yeah, that will do it. And if it's already equipped, then let's just do something like let's change the clone.text button.text to already equipped. Oh no, we don't need to actually, oops, we don't need to do that, because if it's equipped, obviously it won't show in the inventory, so we don't need to do that. That is indeed a problem we just faced. What if the player needs to unequip it again? So you know what? Yeah, we can actually do that here. We can just say clone.txt because they're already equipped, right? So we are not gonna actually move the inventory. We are just going to basically clone it and send it to the backpack and destroy it whenever we are unequipping it, if that makes sense. So here we are going to say tool and put a comma here and say equip, so the server will know we want to equip it, right? If it's already equipped, then we are going to unequip it. So we're going to copy this and paste it here and just say unequip. So if it's already equipped, then it will unequip. If it's not equipped, then it will equip it. Okay. Now let's go back to serve script service and create a script again. This is going to be the inventory server. Yes, we need to get back the event, so let's just get storage and inventory event. So inventory event, so we're going to just say inventory event on server event connect to a function, and it will obviously return player tool, and it will return status. So what I mean is, whenever we fire a server, it will obviously send us the player. So just imagine there is a player before this, but make sure you don't say player, because then it won't work. Just imagine there's a player before that, and tool, then equip. So tool is the tool, equip is the status, which is this. So we're going to just say if status equals to equip, then we need to equip the tool, so we can just say C. C is a clone, so we can just tool clone it. So we need to get the backpack of the player, so we can just say backpack equals to player, the backpack, and we just say c.parent equals to backpack. So what I do is, if we want to equip it, then we have the tool, we just clone the tool and put it to the backpack. And one more thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this check up here with the character right up here. So now we can just say check if check, then already equipped, and we can just change the clone dot text button dot text to unequip. So what I did here is we check if it's already there in the backpack or the character, then we are going to change the equip text to unequip. So that's what we do here. This should pretty much do the equipping stuff. Let's see if we get an error. If we get an error, then let's fix it. But it's working. As you can see, I have it here. Let me just check it out. Oh, it says clone.text button doesn't exist. Oh yeah, that happens because I understand. That happens if the clone, because every second we update it, so sometimes it will realize the clone text button is not there. So we can just save check and clone. I think that should pretty much fix it, unless we see another error. Oh yeah, that too. Make sure we're gonna set this whole function here. We're gonna say we're gonna cut it and just say if clone, then we're gonna do this. Just make sure that the clone is still there, unless it's erased. Every second it's erased. So I think I realized one thing, and that is, if we keep on updating, then all the clones will keep on deleting. So let's try another way, and that way is basically just calling update in the open, and just after we unequip or equip something, we just update it. So this will pretty much update the whole thing. Yes, so this should work. So when we equip it, as you can see, it got equipped. But we could equip it again. So let's see why that happens. That isn't the problem. Let's see. I'll pause it and try to figure it out. Okay, so guys, I figured out a way to fix that problem. In the end, I just did this. So I just did backpack.child added. We updated it again. Then again, whenever the backpack's child is removed, we update it. And I put the update after this check part, so that we don't need to like update it after each here. So now it works fine. Yes, here we can just equip it and it will equip. The unequip still doesn't work because we still haven't done it. So here we just say else if status equals to unequip, then unequip, then if we need to unequip it, then we need to just basically find that tool's name inside of the player or the backpack. So we just need to say backpack find first child tool dot name character find first child tool dot name. If find tool, then if we found the tool, then just find tool destroy. We just destroy it out of existence. And make sure you get the character here too. Just put the character here. So this should pretty much do the unequipping stuff. So everything should be working fine now. Oops, problem. Oh yeah, we forgot to put the player another way. Equip and unequip, so that works fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. This error is not really a problem, so you can equip it and unequip it. Equip, unequip. So now whatever is in our inventory will show up here. So yeah, that's how you do the inventory system. So the tutorial is pretty long, so I don't want to waste any more time. If y'all want to know how to show the picture or like a viewport frame of the model and how to equip a gun into the, so basically I will actually do this right now. I'll just get all these pistols into the GUI. So I'll just come back here, replicate storage, tools, and I'll copy all of these pistols, go play our inventory and put it. Oh, it won't work from here. We need to go to the server side. Oh yeah, one more thing I should add is whenever we're gonna copy this, do this, and instead of this we just say inventory. So that will pretty much fix that. And now this is a final test, which should basically do the stuff. Let's see if the guns will work. You can see it works, although it is unequipable because we came through the client. So I'm gonna go to the client server, gonna go back here, put it in the inventory, come back to this. Now we can equip it, as you saw. But the mouse, this gun is really weird, so the mouse just sticks. Yeah, anyways, it works fine. If you want a part 2 on how to continue this and make it a really functional, really good inventory, let me know. Yeah, see you.